Hey guys, Ken97 Still 171 back again for continuation of the last video, American Truck Simulator. We were doing a trip from Brownsville, Texas to Modesto, California. Um, just finished my sleeping break. Gonna have to stop and get fuel at some point. We still have half a tank, so it's not an emergency. Probably do it at our next rest area. Have about 1,100 miles to go, 1,200 miles to go. Why are you going so fucking slow? Jesus Christ. Now that's realistic because shit like that happens too. We're at our maximum speed. Whoa, shit. And went into El Paso here. It's always interesting to see cities that you go through, you see regularly. The kind of tan, the tan and aqua colored center dividers are pretty realistic. The little wind turbines there are there in real life. The little white things there next to the interstate. They used to spin, but they don't anymore. But they do. They are lit up with color changing LEDs that are pretty cool. They kind of 54 goes up north through the center of El Paso and south towards one of the border crossings. This is one of the big spaghetti bowls. Um, See how they have the green light blockers on the center divider? Those are not there. Kind of interesting. That's not a real exit number. Missouri Avenue. Oh, there is a road there. The little dome here on the right is an old observatory.
Keep left.
The little arches there on the crossovers are lit up at night. Pretty cool. A couple years ago, there was a big truck crash, and right through there, and somehow a semi truck ended up on top of one of those crossovers almost. Don't know how the hell he ended up there. Truck caught fire. There was video of the driver jumping out of the truck while it was engulfed in flames. Jumped through the flames, landed on the ground, walked away, smoking, literally, and somehow survived. Over here on the left, there's an artifact there. It's a miner's pick. You see it sticking up out of the ground right there to the left of the A pillar, going in the side window here. It's for the UTEP miners. It's the name of their team. You see those mining picks all over the place. People have them as bumper stickers and emblems and stuff. So
Keep left.
be in New Mexico here in a minute. I need to look into some other trucks too, some other interesting rigs. Got that big long yellow one that I've driven before. One of these days I need to go back in and just look to see what new trucks are available. I did that a little while ago and I didn't really see anything, that caught my attention. They've been advertising on the highway sign there. It says the
Keep
new
left.
the new W900, Western Star, I think, or need to take a look at that and see what's available. Maybe time to build a new truck. Maybe sell some of the other ones I don't use. The big 3-axle yellow one is kind of cool for super heavy haul stuff, but honestly, the 3-axle is not necessary. Thought about going in and modifying it, get rid of the drop axle. It doesn't really make any difference heavy hauling with that. In real life, you would need that. In the game, you don't. It makes turning radius a bitch. It looks cool as hell. Makes driving it a pain in the ass. The better way to do it is having a axle in the rear, like the European trucks. You do a lift axle in the back, and when you're not using it, you can lift it up. They do it the other way too. They have lift axles in the front. Depends on what you're trying to do. Most heavy haul trucks in the U.S., the lift axle's in the front, so that you put more weight on the tractor on the front axle. And then you go with a 22,000-pound front axle, so you're spreading the load across front axle and two drive axles and one drop axle. I think I mentioned in the previous video, not last video, but the one before, I'm seeing views on the videos, but I haven't really gotten any comments. So it's kind of curious if anybody's actually watching or if it's people are listening. People used to do that with my old trucking videos. People would just put it on and just listen while they're working, or almost like a podcast or something, which is fine. However you guys enjoy it, so doesn't matter to me. Just glad somebody's watching and enjoys it. And I enjoy making them. There's the inspection station that's not open. That's the border crossing inspection station. train rolling along on the right-hand side. Oh, shit. Bumped the wheel. Down to about a quarter of a tank on fuel. Need to keep that in mind. I was kind of hoping I'd make it to the next sleep stop and fuel up at the same time, but well, because you got a tank that's, shape of a drum, 50-gallon drum, turned sideways. As the fuel level gets lower, the volume actually drops off pretty rapidly. It's fattest in the middle of the tank, so there's sort of a ratio that happens. It's true in car gas tanks too. Often, as you get near the, the level drops faster the lower it gets. Not really an emergency. This truck gets reasonably decent fuel economy. Wish it had bigger tanks. Got 220 gallons total. Of course, if you don't need the fuel's heavy, and that's weight. So if you don't need the fuel, I ran a lot of trucks that only had 175-gallon fuel tank on one side because we were not going that far every day. Or you would just I think the general rule is refuel every day. It's kind of the plan. Let's see if I have to come in or not. Yep.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
What's it beeping at? Like right here, pass inspection. I got to hit enter. In real life, they would just wait. You'd get a green light and just keep going. All right. Getting a little bit low on fuel. Let me take a look at the map real quick and see where the next. Well, there's one right there. Okay. We'll just stop there. It's as good a place
Drive
as any.
safe.
It's as good a place of any. Should be able to get off this exit and turn right, actually, instead of doing the U-turn.
Go straight on.
No, we'll just go up here.
Okay, let's find a new route. Get ready to turn
Turn left.
left. Turn left.
Interesting that my little man over there is already. Oh shit! My little man over there is already turning blue a little bit. $3.60 a gallon. $140 gallons. There was a cloud that went overhead, I think. Oh, that's the exit. That's what I thought.
Go straight on.
Yeah, the other truck I've got is a Mack Anthem in the fleet. Might sell that one. I drove it a little bit. I don't know. I don't remember. There was something I didn't like about it. I do enjoy this truck. My only complaint is that I wish it had a bit more power, but it'll get the job done. And it's pretty realistic. 520 horsepower is about what you'd get in a real truck. Maybe probably less actually. Hell, I drove rigs that only had like 340 horsepower. They got the job done most of the time. Just means you accelerate a little slower, but so what? Where that can make a big difference if you're hauling really heavy freight, or if you're going through the Rocky Mountains a lot, then power can become a safety concern. Going up a hill at 5 miles an hour or something, because that's an exaggeration. You wouldn't be 5 miles an hour, but driving up a hill pretty slow can cause risks.
Go straight on.
why that car backed off back there to my left. Sometimes that happens. They come running up on you and then they suddenly get on the brakes and slow down. Yeah. I'll get done with this trip and maybe I'll go out and take the car out and go for a real drive. Let's go drive around the city a little bit. It's starting to get green again. It's going to have us go through Phoenix, right? Let me take a look. Yep. Okay. Phoenix, a big ass city, let me tell you, in real life. About 60, I think it's about 60 miles north to south, about 80 miles east to west, suburb to suburb. Something like that. It's huge. Just remember, I was in more a city center, got on the highway, not in a truck, in a car, and it took me 30 minutes to get outside the loop going north to south. So it's about an hour to go across the city north to south.
Go straight on.
Longer than that, west to east. It's like a giant suburban. It's all suburbia. Huge neighborhoods. It's like the fifth largest city in the U.S. or something like that. I don't know. It's up there. Once again, those clouds look a little weird to me. They look like they're moving forward
Keep left.
and to the right. Like the perspective's not quite right or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. That was unplanned. Sorry, guys. Speed limit is 65, which I'm doing, but that felt unsafe.
Go straight on.
All right, there was nothing to my left there, so I kind of dove to the other lane rather than turn the wheels sharper.
Keep
Sometimes
left.
what'll happen is you try to turn the wheel too much and you'll spin the truck. You'll do it. You'll slide it, and then you're crashing. Especially in the rain, especially in European Truck Simulator with a single axle rear truck, with a single axle drive truck. God damn, hold on. Sorry, guys. Once again, it's a freaking. It was an Amber Alert on the phone. Apologize for that. I know that's probably loud. Yeah, I get a little freaked out when you gotta turn the wheel sharper than you would think you can. Sometimes you'll spin it, and then you're just going for a ride. You're crashing at that point. So I had that left lane available to me, so I kind of went really wide there. What I should have done is slow down. But the semi that was in the right lane there was going the same speed I was, so it's kind of like, okay, well, must be safe. Not necessarily. Are we on the other side of Phoenix already? Oh, okay. That must have been the outside of. That's okay. I didn't think we'd gone through Phoenix yet. Kind of interesting how New Mexico, eastern New Mexico, there is pretty green, and you start to get back into more desert. Did you see that? Look at that trailer on that truck. It was like wigging out. I've never seen that happen before. That was weird. It was like rocking, like
Keep left.
that was bizarre. See, the sign even says 65 miles per hour. That one says ramp 45, but the sign back there said yellow 65 miles per hour, which is usually the safe speed for a semi. But I slowed down there instead of doing what I did before, go wide. It did not feel safe to go that fast around that corner. Corner freaked me out again.
Go straight on.
We just set the speed to 55 there and chill out a little bit till we get to the other side of Phoenix.
Keep left.
See, curve 55. Sounded like a helicopter again there.
Keep left.
Having some music play would be good, but I think I'd get a copyright strike then. Unless the music is just like random, no copyright background music or something. I don't know. I'll have to look into that and see. In real life, when I drove a truck, I listened to audiobooks or podcasts, which you do today. But I did a lot of audiobooks and music, of course. But we're going to have to stop and rest again at some point. 600 miles left. There's no way we're going to be able to do that much on a. I'll do the same thing. I'll break the video at the sleep break. It was weird. Hit a bump right there, and I felt it in the steering wheel. Yeah, I need to do a European Truck Simulator. I need to do a long, like all the way across Europe trip. Be kind of interesting. It's got to be on a day when I'm not so tired. I wonder if it'll make us go in the inspection station. Looks like we are going to have to stop. California state line.
Rerouting.
All vehicles with trailers, 55. Be interesting to see if it still lets me go 65. $70 trailers, 650, which is a ridiculous legal thing. It's gonna make us pull into the way station probably. Like, why don't you do the way station at the agricultural center instead of making people speed up and then fucking stop again? Why would you not just do that at the agricultural stop? Makes absolutely no sense at all. You know, commercial trucks go over here, you get checked for agricultural, and then pull into the way
Finding a
station.
new route.
It's fucking stupid. Be interested to see if that's actually how it is. Makes no sense. Just put them all together. It's also interesting that I'm being called in with every single way station. Also, in reality, what you would do here is you would slowly roll over the scales. Well, all right, there's the first yawn. So, where are we going to stop? Just do it right there. Good enough. There's fuel. I can go ahead and fuel while I'm doing that too.
Time to hit the road.
Not that I need it, but we're at half a tank. Might as well, not quite. Might as well just go ahead and get that 10-hour break in. Probably the first time we get a chance to drive at night. And this will be the problem in California. The other AI trucks are running 55 miles per hour, so you're going to be constantly going around them. Running the left lane at 65. Or just sitting behind them like this. Why? Why did they change the left lane there? Makes no freaking sense. Waits way too long to slow down to his speed with the radar cruise there. I'm just going to set the cruise to 55. We're going to be getting off here in a second. Get fuel. Take our sleep break. I'll split the video. It's farther than I thought it would be. Oh, the exit's right up here. Yes, I'm getting tired, I know. See how the screen went dim there? Gotta.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Get ready to turn right.
One thing I used to do when I drove a rig, kind of have a choice.
Turn right.
If I had plenty of fuel, I would prefer to fuel in the morning. So I have a full tank, and you know you're going to use it immediately. That is something you want to consider. The fuel will heat up. Come on, dude, go. The fuel will heat up, and
go straight on.
we're going to turn left into, I think. Yes, I know I'm getting tired. See how that's doing that?
Never mind. I'll find a new route. When possible, make a U-turn.
Yeah, fuck off. Well, we're going to be driving over the curb. Interesting, it did. There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a day here. I will split the video. You get Ken's 97-171. This is the end of part 2 from Brownsville, Texas to Modesto, California. Yep, and there he goes yawning again. See you guys in a little bit.